Download the AllStar app. Make your picks for UFC fights, challenge your friends, level up and win prizes. Link in description. Get it now. Barbecue. What's the best type of barbecue? What country has the best barbecue?
Country. Jamaica. I'll give Jamaica the jerk chicken, but you got the Carolinas if you want good barbecue. So the U.S. if you're looking for a country, the U.S. gonna have best barbecue because you have all the different styles, and mostly everybody barbecue comes from some sort of American like background, you know.
And the reason why I bring it up is because after your last fight, you talked about doing a cook-off and all of that. Did anybody respond back to you for that?
Nobody responded. I was hoping somebody like get like Traeger or one of these like grill people to get involved, and because the biggest thing for me was it was for charity.
Yeah.
Like I explained in my post fight interview about my neighbor and stuff like that, and they risk their lives all the time. So build some money and feed them at the same time. So they didn't get and I don't know how this stuff works a lot, especially with certain people. They're very big celebrities. They got lives. They got different stuff. So I don't know how people get this stuff even set up.
Mhm.
So I wouldn't even. I wasn't the right. I can show up and grill and do all this stuff, but to get it set up and actually be able to reach out to people and different stuff, I'm not that big of a star or even close to anything of a star. I'm just a regular fighter, so nobody's reaching out like, "Hey man, come on over, let's do this, let's do that." So to get it set up, not so. But I cook for a few different companies and stuff for the summer. So one of our sponsors, Tribe Mechanic, cook for their office, just as a thank you. Uh, Cook for some people at the PI. So just different little stuff like that. Keeping my skills ready.
Oh yeah. Maybe you do a little series on social media. A little grilling series. Who knows? Maybe that'll grab some attention.
Oh yeah, yes sir. Grilling's been doing good. Netflix, the grill, I think it's I forgot which show, but it's like two shows on there that's real good. So grilling is people catching it. I think we're getting older now, and we got more people in this older like 30s generation. You getting into whiskey and barbecue, so that's what we got going on. So the grilling shows is catching.
Definitely, man. Anything with food, man. People love it. Anything with food.
Oh yeah, and then barbecuing like you watch what's the name Ramsay,
Yeah.
the chef.
Yeah.
You watch him half the time, like you can't. You try that in your kitchen and burn it down. See what happens, or it come out bad. You just spend some of them ingredients are expensive. You just spend all this time chopping it up, paying all this extra money to go Trader Joe's, Sprouts, or somewhere to then come and burn it up in the kitchen. A barbecue is so easy. Just if you're skeptical about it, just go low and slow. Always get like an offset smoker. That way you can't even burn it if you got an offset smoker or a pellet grill. And you're good that. Now if you got direct like the Weber's and stuff like that, you might have have a little more skills. But yeah, grilling, anybody should be able to grill, especially on an offset smoker.
Since the last fight, you've moved your family to Las Vegas. How was that transition and getting everything all completed?
It was hectic. I still I'm renting a car out here because I wasn't able to get the vehicle out because they gave me the fight, and the fight's August, and I was home, but my kids didn't finish school until last week of March or first week of June. So I got the contract before and the date before their school was finished. So I had to come out early and start camp. I was hoping for like a late August or something like that, but they gave me what they gave me. I was just happy they gave me something. So, but as far as getting the family out here, we didn't even have a house. We came the week that we moved. We didn't even have the house finalized, so we actually stayed at the hotel, got a hotel for that week, and looked at the house that we're in now, and came in on that Monday, trained all week because we have the fight, trained all week, looked at the house and finalized everything on Thursday, and then just moved in and just kept the ball rolling. So it was a process, but luckily I got good kids, good family, good wife. So everything, even though it was not organized, like most people move from one side of the country to the other side of the country, the kids, they adapted and everybody adapted, and we're here now.
How nice is it to, because you've done a few camps away from home and now you're doing a camp with all your family there and you could go home and they're there and you can see them every day. It's a different mentality, right?
Oh yes. So today we sparred. Today I sparred. After sparring, went went down, did some stuff, and came home. Grabbed the kids because my wife, she's still in South Carolina, so she hasn't fully moved yet because she's still working at the hospital. So I went grabbed the kids. So I'm single dad in it right now. we flip roles because at first she was single mom in it when I was out here. So now I'm the one that's with the kids. So finished sparring, had a good sparring session, then came out, grabbed the kids, came home, threw some food on the grill, and I forgot to do the broccoli, so I got to do the broccoli. So yeah.
Yeah, man. Duties, man. You got to do your duties. It's not all about just
Oh yes.
training camp.
Yes, sir. Family first. Everything else
Definitely.
comes after.
Definitely. Let's talk about the guy that you're fighting. Upcoming Denise, man. It's like your third straight striker, so to say, that you're fighting.
Yeah. Yep. Um, I mean, he's tough. Like Taffa was a brawler, heavy hitter. Sherman was, a more boxer. He threw some kicks, but not the kickboxing background. Like I think he's doing real well in bare knuckle. So good, happy that he landed well. But yeah, so now we got a kickboxer like you said, striker. So hopefully, it's better than last time. Taffa's a big boy to try to hold down. So hopefully this one plays out differently. And it's different. And Taffa was a southpaw, so you don't really have that many southpaws to train with. And on top of that, actual heavyweight southpaws. So Tim Johnson is the only one. At the time he wasn't here to. By the time they did the switch up, I couldn't even ask him like, "Hey, can you come down for some time?" I think he did for like 1 or 2 days during the camp, but that's not really much to actually learn how to figure out a southpaw. So that fight was kind of weird. Did what I had to do to get the win, but overall, I was preparing for orthodox. Getting everything set up. Then he switched southpaw, which if somebody switches stances, that's one thing. Because we have some people that are trying to learn southpaw, so they switch, but to actually be in southpaw the whole time, you kind of have to, you know, know it, and then it's different. So, um, but another striker, so we'll see.
It brings up the question of like takedown entries against a southpaw compared to an orthodox fighter. What are the
Thank you.
differences? Can you explain to us?
Differences is with a orthodox fighter, you can kind of when you take a shot, most of the time you'll probably shoot. You can the lead leg is right there, so you always feel, especially with you being orthodox, you feel like it's right there to reach. But especially with them cutting angles and different stuff, it's kind of not there, but you feel like it's there. Compared to an orthodox, you're accustomed to closing that distance for the leg. So just the range finding of the takedown, how you finish it also changes, depending on how you shoot, especially how they stance, how they move in their stance. Now it's like, do you run through them? Can you run through them? Because now that lead leg is there. You're trying to reach across this way to get to that other leg to like knee tap them. So it changes it up, but if you just run through them, like what was it? Um, Marshawn Lynch, where you just run through their face, just run through them. Yeah, if you do that, then you kind of safe. But if
Yeah.
you try to like do a technical shot, single leg dump and different stuff, then yeah. But if you just run through them, then all of it, everything I said before is like null and void. So you got to kind of pick pick the shots, or just do the Marshawn Lynch way.
Yeah. Beast mode. And then
Yeah.
on top of that, you face a guy that will throw kicks too. It puts him in a lot of vulnerable positions, right? Especially on the feet, even though you're striking.
Oh yeah, because with the kicks you have to watch out. Because even if they don't throw a knee, if you dip like Usman, you lean to that side, or even if you dip for the shot and they throw the kick, you can run into the knee or the shin, or it just comes straight across your head, or catches you on the back of the ear or somewhere where now your equilibrium and stuff is thrown off. So you kind of got to watch how they kick now. Like Tafa tried to throw the head kick. Like if I was shooting in, instead of me like him falling, now he's like knocking me off balance. So that's the kind of stuff you have to worry about when you're trying to take your shots and stuff, especially with a kicker. If they're trying to go up high or go middle, you can run into it, especially if you're taking like bad shots. But if you do the Marshawn Lynch way,
Yeah.
you're good.
Yeah, just put a hole in their chest, you know what I mean, with your
Yeah,
head.
over and over and over.
And with
Yes, sir.
the striking, you've been on your journey in developing your boxing to kind of transition it into the MMA style. How has it been, since I last talked to you?
It's been well. Like I said, had to go back home and get the house set situated. But since we've been in camp, we've been doing a lot of striking. My boxing coach is here with me for the last 2 weeks. Every day we box. Like right after this interview, we got to go in the garage, hit pads and stuff like that. So it's coming along. I've been trying to work on my striking for the last couple of years now, but with the having to move and different things, and also having to go back to South Carolina, I don't have like a designated striking coach that I do pads with there. So now I can take the class at the gym that I go to, Spartan Academy. I'll take the classes and stuff like that, but also there's like the timings and different stuff don't really match up too well, especially with having the family. So most of the time I get my striking in either Vegas or in Atlanta.
Yeah, man. Uh, it's always great seeing a fighter develop throughout their fights. You know what I mean? Especially with just like their overall game. But when you have a focus like your striking or your wrestling or your jiu-jitsu or whatever, and you get to kind of test it out against strikers. This is your third, like I said, this is your third striker in a
Yeah.
row, so you get to test it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like I was trying to strike him with Tafa. Like the second round he threw the head kick, I got the takedown. I didn't even shoot for it. But I was trying to feel out the takedown. I mean, feel out the striking, and with the southpaw, third round especially didn't wasn't didn't hit me with that good hook. I was like, shoot, and then he ended up running into me, and I ended up getting the takedown. But other than that, it's like you trying different things, trying different things. That's why I say, like I keep saying, it's like I'm learning on the job. At this point, you just got to do the job. So we'll see.
And for the camp, there's so many guys at extreme. Like, who has been the guy helping you out now this time around?
Polar Bear, who was also fights main event. So Polar Bear's been there helping me, especially with the grappling, also with the striking. Francis has been back at the gym, and he just announced the PFL fight. So Francis has been there. Tim Johnson just came in because he has a fight coming up as well. And who else we have? New gentleman just came in, Sean. He just moved into Vegas. So we have a good core group of heavyweights at Extreme. And then I have some other guys that I train with sometimes at the PI, or we'll find like different places that we can train. Jamal Pose, Isaiah, and another gentleman, Zach. So we have, especially in Vegas right now, we have a good group of big guys to try different things on. Only person I think doesn't live here is Tim.
Yeah, and yeah, it's got to be so nice to have the PI, man, where you can just like, if you have somebody that maybe doesn't train at your gym, but you want to train with them, you could just go to the PI because that's your place, right?
So that's definitely a thing. And you have the cage there. You have the mat space. You have the cage. You have the bags. And then if anything happened, like my last fight camp, the gentleman Zach, I end up like catching him a little bit. It wasn't like just a soft little hook. Split his eye open a little bit. He was able to go downstairs, grab some stuff, get it, look, just a quick eye on it, and then he had to go get stitches. But at least you have somebody there, you cut, you could look at it like, okay, you need stitches, go here, or you need, or just put some tape on it or whatever. So it's good to be there where even if I'm striking, my strength and conditioning coach or even the PT person that you're working with, can come up and see how you're moving and see how you're stuff, and then alter your workouts after that. Like, okay, well, let's add a little more, because when I was seeing you, like, you looked a little tired here, or you look this. It's like, okay, let's work on this. So working at the PI sometimes gives you an extra benefit because you have all the everything right there.
Yeah, you have a medical staff basically right there for you.
Yeah,
And if you're not feeling good, you could like actually go to like a one of the therapists, physical therapists there, and just get some work done. You know what I
yeah,
mean? I'm pretty sure you get to make a appointment, but still, it's like it's free.
yeah. Yeah, it's free nutrition. Just
Yeah.
alone, like, I come in and I sometimes, especially dropping the kids to school and stuff, or summer camp and stuff, I might not be able to grab breakfast before a training session. It's like, hey, can I get a smoothie, like, or can I get something with calories that will help me with the energy just to make it through this practice until I can get something to eat? Because depending on the time, you might not be able to, grab breakfast. So just having that nutrition station right there, the smoothie station, where they might give you some fruits and Vertargo and different stuff just to grab quick. That way you're not going to practice like just drained. That might cause an injury because now you're not, like, you don't have the energy to move how you need to move. Now you get, injured. So having everything there, even just for recovery, you have the ice bath, hot tub, sauna. Even if you're not hurt. Sorry.
All
Come,
good.
daddy, come. That's one right there. My daughter right there, um, coming back downstairs. But having everything right there for a camp has just been amazing. So if you look, a lot of the guys from Vegas are doing well. Like, some fights are fights.
Yeah.
But as far as like performance wise, making it to the actual fight without like pulling out and stuff like that. The guys who come to Vegas or stay in Vegas, live in Vegas, or like come to Vegas for their camps, you see they're doing well. Like, there is something that they're doing here that's breeding winners
Yeah.
or breeding good competitors.
Yeah, you take whatever you have, your foundation, and you add like science to it. Yeah, it definitely will change so much. I mean, especially with the different weight classes and all that, and biology of whatever your body does. I mean, everybody's different. Yeah, man, like this fight, what last fight you got a switcheroo. This fight probably won't. Denise's brother's probably not going to step in to fight you, so
Does he got brothers?
I
I
don't know.
don't
I
think
don't
I got no brothers. I'm like, shoot. Like I said, it's nothing but love to the Toffers for that. Like, that's a good thing to have.
know.
But yeah, but hopefully not. It's like, man, if it happens, like you've seen, I've done the short notice with Chase. I've done the switcheroo with Taffa, who is like, Taffa was about to fight for a top 15 spot,
Yeah.
and I get him on last minute notice. Different stands, different, like, everything is just different from his brother. They both hit hard, but other than that, like, everything else is completely different. And I still was like, okay, let's do it. So if Jonathan, I think, would be here next next week or 2 weeks. So other than that, but man, yeah, no switcheroos. Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, man, like with the performance that you have, it's like, and then, what we know about like, your training, it's eventually, you're gonna end up knocking somebody out. Like that's gonna happen, what I mean, on the feet. It's just like people will be kind of shocked by it, but if they're watching the interviews and they know what you're doing, it's going to happen. But what's most important is winning, right? At the end of the day.
Oh yeah, and even look at a lot of the fights. Look at the when it is striking exchanges. Look at look at who's winning the exchanges. Look at the technique. Look at the technical. Because granted, yes, I do have a lot of control time, but I'm getting the control time off of the striking that sets up the shot. If I'm striking and you put your hands up like this and you're leaning back, you open up for the shot. Like, why? So, and I have that in my arsenal to use. But if not, then you can still strike. But you're given the takedown up because of the striking. You're not just. I'm not just like some people. They just shoot. They're on the knees. They're just shooting straight for the legs. No setup. No hands thrown before. Like, if you look, I'm striking. I'm doing different stuff. or you're throwing wild punches and I'm ducking under to get the takedown. Like instead of just standing there taking hits, it's like, okay, well, I'll just take you down. If you're not gonna throw a technical punch, where it's like, okay, you're judging the distance and your timing is right. If you're not gonna throw that, you're gonna just throw a hail mary with your eyes closed. All right, well, I'll just go under it and take you down. You know.
Exactly, exactly. Speaking like the heavyweight division, right? It looks like Jones is gonna come back in NYC against Stipe. Is that a card that you're interested in? Maybe to come back on one more time this year?
I think they're looking for like November
November, yeah,
for that
something
one.
like that. Yeah,
Definitely, if it's around that time frame, yes. But if they call me for whatever, I'll take
yeah.
it. But yeah. So any card, Jones and Stipe, I'm so far down the totem pole,
Yeah.
and I'm not. Is I've seen some interviews, and I'm not. I've seen some interviews where guys are like, "Man, it's like a big thing to be on this card with these people,
Mhm.
like these big names." But I mean, I was super excited. I mean, even this card, like I'm on the card with Polar Bear, like I get to train with him, like
Mhm.
I know him, like I don't know these other guys, so it's not really big for me to get there because you get there, they don't talk to you. They walk straight past you like like you nobody. So what's the point of me being on a John Jones card or a Stipe card or anybody card where you're just walking by like
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
where I can be on a card with like Serghei and we're at the hotel or we're
Mhm.
like training together and I'm like I can see you get ready. I saw you putting all this work to get here,
Mhm.
and now I'm seeing you like right before you show the world like what you just put
Mhm.
in. Like the best feeling, and I think one of our coaches have it. Coach Jason has it when Edmund fought, and we said it was like Edmund was. I was hoping to get a submission,
Mhm.
but we said Edmund, you're gonna get the knockout, and then I'm gonna get the sub, and then we're gonna go out and celebrate. And we warmed up. We were in the same part in the Apex together. We warmed up. All of us was right there. Had just intermingled because we
Mhm.
trained at Extreme. All of our coaches we trained the whole camp together. So to watch him walk out, watch the fight, and then it's like, okay, yes, now I'm next, and then walk out. That's better than ever being on a Steve A card. Being
Mhm.
on an Edmund card with Edmund was like the best thing so far. Just because I've seen how much work he went in, I knew all the stuff that he was going through that camp, and to be on that card, that means more than anything. Like the people, because yeah, Jones is a celebrity, he has this stuff, but I don't know him outside of him just being John Jones, and you give him every single accolade that he deserves. Other than that, I don't know him. So the people I know, I care about the people that excite me are the people I know. Like, yes, like I'm excited to watch Polar Bear fight. Like I am,
Mhm.
yeah. They
I,
gonna kick me out and I'm gonna watch it somewhere else, but I'm excited to watch this fight.
Keeping it real, man. Keep it real. Yeah, I appreciate the response, man. Because most people would just be like, "Yeah, it's John." But yeah, you're right. It's like they don't know you. You don't really know them. You just see what they see on TV.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just walk past them. That's what it is. But man, you get your
I would
yeah. Go ahead.
say
Go
again.
ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was in the elevator when I fought on the Miami card. Kevin Holland, always respect to him. Some of the guys you see them, they're the bigger stars in the game, and they literally sit there, talk with you, sit with you, and different stuff. There's certain guys like that, but there's certain guys where it's like I don't even, and that's a good thing with being in the PI. You kind of get to see who's who when they come in.
Mm,
But for the most part, it's like, yeah, I gotta actually have a connection with you, see what kind of
yeah.
person you are, and then it's like, okay, yeah, okay, let's run this together.
True. True. August 10th, man. You're back. UFC Fight Night in Las Vegas. Drive down the street, get in a fist fight, go back home, chill with the family. Right? That's
Yes,
all it is.
sir.
Barbecue something.
Go to the Durango, get some steaks after, and
Yeah.
I'm not even sponsored by the Durango, but they got
All
some very good steaks.
right. All right. There you go.